playoffs. We got Kwasi Frimpong. This guy's been a beast pretty much his entire time that he's been at MRU. He has missed some time to injury, but I have never seen a physical specimen like him. He's strong, he's fast, he's a great attacker. And then number 2 is Josh Flaxman, another Calgary native. This guy has pretty much, in my opinion, been the face of the Cougars for the last couple of years. That's 7 on his jersey. Big number for big players. He's shown that through his years. Last year might have been a little slow for him, but he's picked it up in his senior season, and he's looking to get after it tonight.
Yeah, 14 goals for Josh Flaxman in his 5-year Cougar career. Kwasi Frimpong, like you said, injuries have really robbed him of the first few years of his career. He's been great this year, scoring 3 goals. As we'll take you down to the field for the national anthem. We'll be right back on the other side of it. It's a season high for attendance at Mount Royal Field 2 today. It is packed for this Crowchild Classic matchup. Everyone from both universities waits all year for this game, players and fans included, and for more reason than just the rivalry that's been built on Crowchild Trail. Listen, both of these teams are great. They've been great for the last few years here in Canada West and at the U Sports level as well. For MRU, 2 straight trips to the U Sports National Tournament in the past 2 seasons. They're looking to make it 3. For the UFC, they're looking to steal this first place position in the Prairie Division. They've done a great job on offense, 2nd in the conference in shots with 198 of them, 3rd in the conference in goals with 26, and their goalie, well, he's not bad either. He made 3 big saves in a 1-1 tie versus Lethbridge. But for MRU, 19-year-old phenom Chanan Chanda is just the start of their offensive onslaught that they've thrown at multiple different teams this year. And to boot, they have the best goalie, save percentage-wise, in the conference in Siard Strauss, who might not be suiting up today. But keep in mind, Bryce Benton, one hell of a backup, Aaron.
Bryce Benton, one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my entire life. This guy does backflips all over the field. He was actually a hit at the U Sports National Championship last year. The kids loved him. Kids love him here, too. He's got a little bit of a drip to him, too. Although he may be wearing the long sleeves today, it's not that cold, but still cool enough. He's got the keeper uniform on. I expect him to be poised. It's one of the biggest games of his career. He's only had, I believe, 3 regular season starts in his career. 1 win, 1 draw. Actually, I think 1 loss, 1 draw, and then you go into today. He's basically, once again, don't let 4 goals into the net.
And that's all it would take for the Cougars to come out in sort of a victorious manner. Even if they lose this game, they want to win out the battle in the standings here and get to the playoffs as the first seed. There's a good chance that Stadium Field could be ready for the playoffs. It's got turf on it. It's got a home of the Cougars logo on it. New arena, new team. Could be a great season, could be a great postseason for this Cougars team.
It would be great to bring the playoffs back to MRU. Last time we had it, we hosted the national championship. Sorry, we didn't host we hosted the Canada West final and we won that, and that was fantastic. But yeah, back to UZ.
Yeah, and then for the UFC, I mean, Owen Antonik, there's not anything that you can understate for his performance. I mean, 9 goals, 13 points, 45 shots, all of those ranked second in the Canada West. He has a very good argument for the best offensive player in the conference this year. It's going to be a challenge for the 7-2-4 Cougars to stop the 7-5-1 Dinos here as we get set for the first kickoff of the game here. MRU Cougars, UFC Dinos, Crowchild Classic, MRU Field 2. It's underway, and it's going to go all the way back to the back line here as Captain Kensley is going to distribute the ball to Joe Green down the left side. And Joe Green, a first-year talent, has been great this year. Tries to find Finn Marshall and can't do so. Cougars are going to kick it out for a throw in here.
Just want to say one thing about Joe Green. Joe Green is actually one of the kindest human beings I've ever met in my entire life. You can talk to our compliance officer, Carmen O'Callaghan. He comes into the office always with a smile on his face, always loves to talk. Great student as well in his first year of university here. He's been a joy to have here, and we look forward to having him for years to come.
Yeah, plenty of academic All-Canadians on both teams here, and Joe Green seems to fit that ilk very well, has a lot of potential for his future on and off the field. But boy, when you talk about him on the field, his defense really stands out.
He had some big shoes to fill this year. You look at that back line, we lost a few people. Ethan Keane especially, and he's filled in that left back spot phenomenally. I could easily see him finishing as a Canada West All-Rookie team member. He's been a stalwart for our team in his rookie season, so big ups to him on everything that he's done.
Ball's going to come back to Bryce Benson here. He's going to slowly control the game. Kadelka is going to send a long pass forward. He's looking for the senior Kwasi Oteng Frimpong. Ducks out of the way. Skylar Rogers is going to send it forward. Luka Paddock, gets involved. It's going to be a throw in here as Tim Beckedahl is going to take it out.
What I'm really curious about is how much of the time the Cougars are going to have possession in Calgary's end. We watched something a little bit different than what they might be trying to do today when they played against UBC, and they were pretty much in UBC's end the entire time. Unfortunately, that early goal went in on a miscue by Sharkey. But today is going to look a lot different. It seems as if they might be parking the bus, but we're only a couple minutes into this game, so we're going to have to see what happens.
And this could really be a preview of a matchup to come here in the Canada West playoffs. So both teams, regardless of what the effect on standings may or may not be, they want to get prepared for a potential playoff matchup, Aaron.
Yeah. Playoffs being at home would be phenomenal. I know we're most likely going to get, I think, Vic or Trinity Western. I'm not quite sure at the moment. And those matchups will happen on Friday, first game, which will be including MRU if they manage to get through this and finish first place. That'll take place at noon on Friday the 24th. The next game after that will be 2 other teams, and that will be taking place at 2:30. And then the Canada West semifinal will be taking place on the Sunday at 1 p.m.
And what a shot there by the Dinos that nearly knuckled in but went over the net there. And remember, Aaron, all these games are free for students to attend. They're free for everyone to come out to the field and watch, and you're almost never going to get a better live sporting experience for that low of a price. So you got to make sure and come out.
Well, you look at MRU, it's free for students. It's free for everybody. It's a Friday. No better time to miss some work, especially at MRU. It seems that there are no classes that go past 2 p.m. or even noon, frankly, on Fridays. The place is pretty empty, so no reason that our students, our staff members can't come out to support the boys.
Exactly, and especially with all the other teams in tow, you want to get sort of an idea of what the Cougars are going to be up against. As Paddock is applying pressure onto the Dinos there, forces a long goal kick, a rushed one at that. And now Flaxman is going to apply some chase here. He's going to be graduating today. He's looking for a goal on his graduation game. And it's not going to work out for him, but some confidence there from the senior.
No, it's great to have Josh looking this way, nice and early. Final game of his career, has in the regular season at least. It's a good shot. It was a little far right, but good to see him getting active early. We're tied, I believe it's shots 1-1 now.
And neither of them have been on goal either, and that's sort of been one of the only issues you can point at with this Cougars team. They get a lot of shots off, but not a lot of them always hit the goal, Aaron.
Yeah. As the Dinos bring it down now, number 6, Solomon Aria with the ball, passing it over to Antoniuk. These Dinos, very scary. They've scored a lot more goals than us this year. We do have Channon, we've got Kwasi up there, and we've had Luka showing some flashes as a rookie. But yeah, we're going to have to, pick up the pace a little bit when we go into playoffs. I know we're good at getting those 1-0s, those 2-0s, but 10-0 sounds a whole lot better.
10-0 does sound a whole lot better. Certainly looks a lot better on the stat sheet here. And speaking of stats, we're going to get a corner for the University of Calgary Dinos. Their second one of the game already. This team loves the set piece. They are second in the conference in corner kicks this year with 75 of them. This is where the Cougars are going to have to play some hard and solid defense here.
Yeah, it was Antoniuk originally going to take this corner. I'm not quite sure. Can't make out who it is.
Cross comes in.
Come in, and Kemsley clears that one out.
And Alex Kemsley's been a great force all year. I talked to Ryan Jackie at the beginning of the season, sort of previewing what was yet to come, and he said that Kemsley's competitiveness translates to other sports. As a team, they played beach volleyball, and Kemsley was vocal. He was a great leader, as that's going to be an error by the Dinos, and it's going to lead to a Cougars throw-in. And his leadership has really translated to the rest of his team in his first year with that armband.
Yeah. That pass was just a little bit too far for number 12, Victor Guten, as Tim Beckedahl is about set to throw it in and sends it back out there to Ruben Kudelka, who I imagine is going to pass this one all the way back to Bryce Benton. Bryce
is going to take a look at it. Bryce, one of the more communicative players on this team. You can hear his voice across the entire football pitch. This one's going to get sent long. Is that Joe Green in pursuit of it and puts a big body move there onto Dinos player number 2, Dion Kim.
Just want to give a big shout out to my boy Big Justice. Joe did bring the boom there. It was quite a physical play. Love it from the youngster.
Yeah, Joe Green a first year, but he plays with the strength of a fifth year. It feels like he's been in the weight room longer than he's been in his classes, Aaron.
Probably. Let's see about that one. I just sent out. Antonio takes a fall, and Beckedahl comes down the pitch. Passes it to Max Nero, and then back to Beckedahl.
It's going all the way down now.
There was some contact. Number 12, Victor Guten with the contact. Hopefully, Luca's all right and can get up there.
Yeah.
But we're going to see a free kick, most likely going to be taken by Skylar Rogers.
Yeah, Potok took a big fall over there. We hope he's okay. He's been one of the breakout young players on this team here. His creativity and his confidence is hard to replicate. It's certainly hard to coach, and he just comes with it naturally. I thought that might have been a card over there at first just because of the speed of the play. Both of these teams certainly no stranger to getting the referee's attention.
Especially, some might say especially even our coaches. There's been a couple of yellows thrown out to them this year. Not that they're saying anything bad. They're just really excited about their teams and really proud of everything that they've been through. But also just want to give a big shout out to Owen and Nolan over there. They've been great ATs this year. They got there pretty quick, so good job, boys.
Yeah, they've been tested a few times this year running out onto the field when they need to, and you never feel like they're late or that they take their time. They're immediate, and they provide the treatment that the players need. And look at that, Potok is back up on his feet. And I think he's going to be the one to take this set piece here, or is it going to be Skylar Rogers?
We're sending 2 of them back there. There are 2 balls currently on the pitch. Hopefully, we go down to 1, but it looks as if Skylar Rogers is going to be taking this free kick.
So a sharp-angled wing free kick here could have the opportunity to curve it into the net, but I think the more efficient opportunity here would be to go for the cross. He's got plenty of good options in there. You look at Josh Flaxman's primarily positioned in the middle. He's got a shorter defender on him. Might be a play for him on this one.
I'd want to look over at Alex Kemsley. He's due this year. He scored 2 headers on free kicks and corner kicks last year, so we'll see what happens. As Skylar sends it low into the keeper, and Shafi makes the save there.
Yeah, Shafi's been a good goalie for the Dinos this year. Has really kept them in contention for that first seed. And now look at the Dinos on a quick counterattack here. And who else but Alex Kemsley as he gets in the way of Izadi's pass over there on the right wing.
I think that just went a little short of the corner spot. So that's big for the Cougars. Doesn't give them that opportunity to send a cross in. They're going to have to make a play. And I believe number 10, Gianmarco Plenzik. Oh, it is a corner kick. But yeah, Gianmarco will be taking this, sending it in. Hopefully the Cougars can apply some defensive pressure and get it out of here.
Third corner of the game for the Dinos here. It's going to swing into the box here. Low and narrow, deflected away. Ball is still loose in the crease. Oh my goodness, and now Kwasi-Oteng Frimpong. It's a 2-on-1, it's a 3-on-1. As Chanda joins the rush. They look for him here. It's a little bit slow getting to him. He stays on the ball. 1-on-3, finds Finn Marshall on the side, or is that Patek? Excuse me. Luka Patek. You're absolutely right there. Excuse me. What an exciting rush.
That was an exciting rush. I think one thing that could have been better there is if Kwasi was a little more patient running down the center of the field, maybe sending it over to the right to Channon. Luka was able to slow it down and get it in there to Channon, but I think it was a little bit too late, and we'll find Luka Patek with the corner over there.
Yeah, on that one, you want to see Kwasi look for the playmaking option or take it solo and decide to go and carry it up the field yourself, because it did slow down Chanda's run. But that being said, the Cougars are not going to be upset with the results of that, and that's a corner.
Yeah, we got a little bit of an obstructive view. We got a nice man in a red coat in front of us, but Luka Patek sends it in.
What a save!
Stopped by Chaffee and then cleared out by number 6, Solomon Aria, and then sent back in by number 13, Joe Green.
Patek is working with the ball over here. He's got a bunch of dinos around him, playing 1-on-4 there, and still applies some great pressure, forces a turnover. Joe Green's going to get it back to Kemsley, to Nero, and all the way back to Bryce Benson. Max
Nero is playing a little bit deep there. I understand, you want to stop those counterattacks. And he's a little bit smaller of a midfielder. So I'm curious if we'll see him back there. I know today's big day, no J.J. Walter. J.J. Walters makes big plays and big moments, but nice rest day for him. Hopefully get him back healthy and well going into playoffs. And you need to score 4 goals if you're the Dinos to win this game. So for the Cougars, you might see this as an opportunity to experiment and find a few different players that you can use as subs in the playoffs here. Max Nero has been in and out of the starting lineup. He's been great as a starter or as a reserve. So you might want to see sort of what he can bring against one of the elite teams in the Prairie Division, the second best team record-wise. Well, if you look at Max Nero, you look at Joe Green, you look at Channon, this is a young team. And especially today, we get to see it a little bit more due to the fact that it is senior day here at MRU, where we are only graduating 2 players, and the Calgary Dinos are graduating 10. Yeah. Mind you, their roster, just looking at their sheet, a little bit bigger than ours. They got a lot of red shirts and scratched people today, but they're a little bit older than us. We still gotta, keep pressure, play physical, keep the ball out of the net. My apologies there, Z. The Leafs fan coming out in you there, as that's gonna get sent out for a Dinos throw in there. Kwasi puts his hand up, saying, "I could have gone for that. That's my bad." And so this is going to be an opportunity here for the Dinos to establish some offense. They've already got 3 corners generated in this one, and taking the throw in here is... Oh, and that's actually going to be Ruben Kudelka stealing that away, and Skylar Rogers is going to send it forward. Kwasi Oteng Frimpong is going to make a sideline run here. Kwasi, 1-on-1 here in the Dinos' defensive end. He's going to bring it to Beckedahl. Beckedahl is going to send it in. Flaxman jumps for it, and it skims off the top of his head, out of bounds for a goal kick. That was a great play by the Cougars there, but great patience by Kwasi. That was that patience I was looking for a little bit earlier, being able to send it back to Beckedahl, who had a ton of space to cross that in. It was a good opportunity there. Flaxman was able to get his head on it, but not enough at the front of his forehead to put any sort of contact towards the net there. Yeah, and great defense from William Omarigne, as he sort of prevented the initial pass from Kwasi, made the Cougars take their time with that one, gave his team a lot more time to recover here. Flaxman, oh, what a nifty move, playing a little keep-up over there. Chanda now getting back onto the ball in a huge head-on collision here. And I'm not sure which way this one is going to go here. You hope both players are all right. It's going to go the Dinos' way. And well, that was a little collision between Chanda and Calgary's Joey Plenzik. Kind of weird the way he got up afterwards. Hopefully he's all right, and the fellas will be able to continue playing some soccer, some football, as our Germans would say. Actually, I think it'd be more football. Football, yes. And plenty of Germans you can talk about on this MRU team. You had the graphic earlier of all of the Calgary-born players on there, but plenty of German talent, plenty of international recruiting. Just goes to show you how much this program has grown in the decade or so that it's spent in U Sports. One more thing to note in this game is the head coach for the Calgary Dinos, Ramon Mifflin, used to be the assistant coach for the MRU Cougars, especially when they won the Canada West Final 2 years ago. So a little bit of thing there, but Ramon's got some connections in the Calgary soccer space. If you look at this roster, it's all Calgary Blizzard and Foothills. Everyone plays for the Calgary Blizzard, which seems to have a lot to do with Ramon Mifflin.
And you can't forget about Owen Antoniuk, who played for the Cavalry FC. You got Spencer McCallum, who was with the U21 Cavalry FC team. As Chana Chanda, another Cavalry FC player, is getting his leg worked on there by the ATs.
This is not a guy we want to see hurt, though.
No.
If there was a day that he's feeling just a little all right and substitution needs to come in early, which it appears it's not going to be the case, he's a guy you're going to want for the Canada West playoffs. This guy is bound to, in my opinion, win Canada West Rookie of the Year. He's been phenomenal. So,
I mean, at 19, there's very few players that are this well developed. Phil Tremblay on the PA was talking during the Seniors Day announcement about how well Josh Flaxman played as a 17-year-old his first year with the team. Well, how about Chanda as a 19-year-old entering U Sports from the CPL and dominating? And speaking of dominating, this is a overwhelming feeling run by the Dinos, and they try to draw a free kick there. No call given, and it's going to go MRU's way here. Great defense.
Number 2, Dion Kim went down there. Went for a little bit of contact with Joe Green. Didn't get the call, and we're going to see a Bryce Benton kick.
And Benton is going to wave his teammates forward here. He's going to look for the long pass option here. I think the Cougars are seemingly trying to use their speed to get downfield as fast as possible and create opportunities with pace. Benton sends it long. He's looking for Paddock. It's going to come.
Number 26, Isaiah Zarate, clears that out as Beckadal has it on the side. Sends it over to Chanda. He's controlling the ball. He's going to send it back to Beckadal. Beckadal takes it. He's competing with number 26, Isaiah Zarate, and goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Beckadal's looking here directly at Kwasi Frimpong, but the Dinos, conscious of that, they force it to Paddock. Paddock is going to try to find Kwasi. Bounces around, and it's recovered by Antoniuk. Still in the air, though. Headed away by Zarate. Still loose here. Beckadal gets his foot to it. Chanda is looking to get his head onto it. Just playing a little bit of pinball here. Both teams trying to establish some possession here. Skylar Rogers picks it up, goes for a long-distance left-footed shot, and that's the first one on goal for the MRU Cougars, but it's a save by Shafi.
That was a little bit of pinball. I don't think anyone ever had possession of that for about 45 seconds. I was trying to go through this roster sheet and try to figure out who the ball's touching, but there was a lot going on there until Skylar Rogers got that shot in. But big play by Chaffee getting in front of that.
Yeah, credit to Skylar Rogers, who's been a great developing midfielder for this team. You look at what him and J.J. Walter have been able to do as a midfielder pairing. Obviously, J.J. not on the field right now, but the two of them have just been so impactful offensively and defensively for this team.
Yeah. As the ball is getting played around the back by the Calgary Dinos, over to number 8, Nahun Sagai. And goes in and is cleared out by Kemsley, and we will find a throw-in for the Dinos.
Yeah, looking down the sideline there for Izadi and couldn't find him there, the fifth-year open study student out of West Vancouver, British Columbia. And we're going to get a throw-in here that is going to be taken by Doohyun Kim. And Owen Antoniuk has been quiet so far in this game. We're not expecting that silence to last for long here. He is one of the top players, if not the top offensive player in this conference here. Second in the conference, in goals. So someone to watch out for today in red.
Yeah. As we get another throw-in by Kim. And
Kim searching for the option down the sideline here as they want to widen the play here. He gets it back. Paddock continuing to apply defensive pressure, as is Flaxman. Cougars end up with the ball here. Chanda sends it over now. Kwasi Frimpong once again asked to run down the right side here. He's going to take his time with this one. Chanda streaks down the middle here, maybe looking far side for Paddock, and Shafi comes in the way and saves that one. And the UFC Dinos are going to take possession here as he rolls it out to Victor Guten.
Rolls it over. Omar Ranier with the ball now over on the left back. And he's bringing it inside. Going to send it back over to number 6, Aria. Or number 5, my apologies, Plenzik. Then over to 26, Zarate, as the ball goes out of play. And
I think that's going to be a Cougars throw in there, yeah.
Cougars throw in.
So the Cougars here trying to, like you said, establish some offensive time in the zone here. And seems like they're going to build a little home on the left side here and try to throw out of it. Joe Green's going to be the one to take the throw, and he's got plenty of options around him. Max Nero to his right, Josh Flaxman to his left. Instead, he's going to go deep into the box there over Chanda's head. UFC trying to force this turnover here, and Aria is leading the way with it, but the Cougars steal it back. Joe Green over to Rogers. Rogers tries to send it back, playing more pinball games here on the sideline.
And Kim clears that one out, and we're going to find a throw-in by Joe Green here. Z, one thing to note is for the last 2 weeks, all the preparation has been for this game. They had no games last weekend, and this is all that head coach Ryan Jackie's had to prepare for. Mind you, I've been in the office every day for the last 2 weeks, and what I can tell you is nowhere in my mind did I think that the Cougars would have possession in there in the entire time. I don't understand what's going on here. But they're looking phenomenal. They're keeping them out of their end, and they're staying in their end. So, big ups to Jackie on that one.
Yes, there's one thing we know about Coach Ryan. It's that he's a great motivator of men, and he's really motivated this team today as Owen Antoniuk gets a touch on the ball and has to quickly kick it away. Dinos now looking for an option. They're going to find
Joshua. Joshua couldn't get enough on it. Goes back out to Bryce Benton, and he's sending that one deep.
Paddock applying some pressure there, and Chanda couldn't get to it. Beckedahl getting back to it now in the back corner here. It's going to go out for a throw, and he's going to calmly take that one there. Got Kudelka to his left, got Kwasi Oteng Frimpong to his right. Got Max Nero straight in front of him as well here. Dinos loading up and trying to pressure on the throw and to force a turnover in the defensive zone here. Paddock is going to let it fly by him. Goutin lets it go, and now it's going to be Omarinier striding his way through the center of the field, makes a play down to the far right side. It is interrupted by the Cougars, and Benson is able to clear it away. Dooyeon Kim hustles back to get to it, gets it over to Arya. And Kim launches it forward there. There's no one in front, and it's going to go out for a goal kick by Benton.
Dinos really got to get something going here.
Yeah, after those first 3 corner kicks, it feels like the Dinos really haven't had any opportunities to establish any serious offense, Aaron.
Bryce Benton has had a lot of goal kicks here to start off the game. We're about 20 minutes into the game, but only one of them has been a shot thus far, besides those corner kicks and stuff that we had, but those were all cleared out. Dinos need to be able to actually keep possession of the ball and make their way down the pitch if they're actually going to try to get one of these 4 goals that they need tonight.
And you wonder if the Dinos are taking it easy in preparation for a potential playoff run. I wouldn't imagine they would feel like this, but maybe they are content with the second seed, considering that this first-seeded Cougars team is in the same city as them, and we might have a potential injury here, folks.
That was quite the smack that we heard there as Effie Udola Joshua made contact with either Kwasi or Tim Beckedahl's leg.
Antoniuk is pleading his case there, trying to get the referee to make a carded call. I don't think he's going to get it, though. It looked a bit more like incidental contact than a malicious act, if anything.
I could frankly argue that that ball went out on Effie Joshua as well. So we'll see. He's all right.
And Oteng Frimpong is going to give him a little dap up there. We know Oteng Frimpong has dealt with his fair share of injuries and certainly does not want to inflict that harm onto anybody else here.
So Omarinier sends it in to number 6, Arya. Back to Omarinier. Back to Arya. Trying to get back by Luka Paddock, who's just able to get enough. Sends it out to Nero, and Nero clears that thing deep. And Shafi should be able to get on there.
Chanda applying pressure here in the back right corner here. Tries to force it away, but some great possession by the Dinos, and now it's going to result in a potential long-range opportunity. Udolu Joshua goes back down again. Antoniuk tries to get onto it. Beckedahl clears it away. Oteng Frimpong now.
No, that looked a lot like a handball.
We've seen a few questionable handballs or non-handball calls this season. It is a tough one to call because intention plays its way into it as well at times.
But Kwasi stopped there as if it was going to be a free kick for the Dinos, but there was no call. Play continued as Omarinier sends this one in to Antoniuk. Beckedahl gets possession.
And he's going to launch it forward here. And Chanda is floating around that offensive zone. He is really looking for an opportunity on the ball right now, but it seems like the Dinos have had him in bold on their scouting report, and now running in transition was Izadi. Couldn't get onto it. Cougars are going to be able to clear it away here as Rogers finds Nero, who finds Kemsley, and Kemsley's going to settle things down here. Nero, Kemsley playing a little bit of catch. Kemsley over to Joe Green. Joe Green is going to make a nifty little move there and clear some space for himself. Tries to find Paddock, and I didn't hear the whistle, but there was one, and it's going to be Cougar ball.
Yeah, that ball went out of bounds. It sounded like the Dinos are trying to make a case there. Actually, a free kick here. The Dinos are trying to make a case that ball went out of bounds before that penalty happened. As Omarine falls over, ball's over to Kwasi Otang Frimpong, who slows it down.
Got an option to cross into the middle. And yeah,
Dick's shot, and that's real high and real wide.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that one. Maybe waited a bit too long there to find a teammate. A little ground ball pass to Paddock, who was cutting in the middle, might have been a better opportunity. But nonetheless, it looks like the Cougars have their mind set on it. They're going to control possession, and they're going to create as many shots as possible. And now Shafee's going to take his time to get this goal kickoff. Aaron, when you look at this UFC team, what is one thing you're looking for here that'll show us that they're going to turn around the fortunes in their favor?
Score one goal.
Just one. But get a shot off first.
One opens the floodgates. If they can make enough contact for the fact that Bryce actually has to do something, that's when I'll get a little bit more confident that this game could go either way.
And Flaxman checking the top of his head there as he had a quite literal head-to-head collision, I believe, with Segai on that far side. And anytime a head injury is a concern, there is going to be a stoppage. Concussions are something that all leagues, all sports are trying as hard as they can to prevent here. And I think Flaxman is all right by the looks of it. He's going to get looked at on the sidelines here. Cougars are going to have to go temporarily 10 on 11 here.
Seems as if Josh is going to be all right, though. They do have him off to the side. And hopefully the official will be able to let him in soon enough, as the Cougars are currently playing down a man.
Yeah, that cold mountain air, certainly also you might need a break from that to breathe in some of it, as it's been a running game for both teams. Feels like the pace has been extremely fast. Owen Antoniuk, the target of that errant pass, which went way out of bounds, and it's going to be Tim Beckedal to pick it up and throw it back in. For the Cougars here, what's it going to take for them to score their first goal, Aaron?
I don't think it really matters if they score their first goal. You know, a 0-0 tie is just as good as a win.
You'll be happy with it.
Always great for the Crowchild Classic series if the MRU Cougars are able to come out with a win and eventually get that manhole cover back.
Yeah.
We still do have. But, yeah, win would be great. Tie is also great. Lost by 1, lost by 2, lost by 3, great. Would like to just get the win, but...
And you know the seniors are going to be pushing for the win today. You know Flaxman and Kwasi Otang Frimpong, as competitive as they are, want a win in their final regular season game. Look what might change that here as the Dinos put on a run. What a shot by number 11, Udolu Joshua. It is stopped by Bryce Benton as he gives Kemsley a little bit of a back tap there for his great defense.
I think that shot got a little bit of a deflection there and started to slow down towards the edge. That ball also might have gone a little bit far right too, we'll see, but Bryce Benton was able to get in front of it, make his first save of the night.
Yeah, what a backup goalie Bryce Benton is, one of the most athletic netminders in the league. Between the posts, he might not be the tallest guy, but he can get from post to post quicker than almost anybody else.
There's no one more agile than that man. Hopefully at the end of this game, you know, we get to see one of the pattern in.
A signature Benton backflip?
The double B backflip. The triple Bs may not be big baller brand. Bryce Benton backflip.
I mean, he certainly is a big baller, isn't he? Look at the way that he's talking to everybody on the sideline here. He's letting everybody know what to do, and that's sort of one of the valuable things about him as a keeper. He is not passive or shy at all. He lets everybody know what they need to do from his vantage point, and what a opportunity created there is, I believe that was Kadelka got a header onto the net. Shafee made a save on there, and the Cougars acquiring many shots on goal here.
I believe that was Kemsley, and Kemsley went from one end of the pitch all the way back to the other to get that ball and clear back out.
Yeah, Kemsley and Kadelka have really stepped up their game this year. With Caden Rogozinski having graduated and moved on to bigger things in his professional soccer career. And this is going to be a foul on the Cougars. It's going to go the Dinos' way, and Flaxman is not happy with that call.
No, that was weird. Definitely, you got to play the advantage there still for the Dinos. One thing that I'd be looking for today, as we haven't seen it yet, is Guten or for Essenye to be able to make that pass that actually goes to one of his players down the pitch. He's made a bunch of them today. The two of them have, and they haven't been able to actually find Antoniuk or find Joshua to be able to make a play.
And part of that is going to be the Cougars' positioning as well. You've seen them keep a man marking Owen Antoniuk as much as possible. William Omarine, who leads this team in assists, hasn't even really had the opportunity to set any good passes forward. So for the Cougars, it's been about highlighting the right players and really following the scouting report on them to the T. Omarine now.
Insigne. I believe
That's Omarinier over there, and now it's going to go all the way to the back line here, and Dino's going to slowly work their way up. Duya and Kim now sends it forward, and off the head of Aria, and it's going to go out of bounds. Bekadal is going to be able to pick it up for a throw in here. And
you should see the Dinos start to pressure here. That ball's pretty deep down in the corner. Could be a good opportunity for the Dinos to get the ball and be able to get a shot on target.
And we know they've been trying to look for the corner here. This is a great opportunity to force one here. Cougars smartly throwing it towards the middle of the field, but Owen Antoniuk picks it up himself and says, I'll shoot it. Certainly he can't score it from that range, though, as the defense was applying some serious pressure. So if you can't get the ball to Antoniuk, he's just going to take it himself and find a way to shoot it, Aaron.
Well, I tell you one thing. The time that Antoniuk got the ball on his foot, that ball ain't getting past.
No.
That ball is and he's going to shoot it. And he had a good opportunity there. He found an open lane, just a little low, a little far left. Can't do too much about that.
And that's the confidence the best scorers have to have, right? It matters so much if you just have the mentality to go and look for the shot every single time. Certainly you're going to be able to score a few of them, and the skill is going to back it up here. And how about the Dinos making the Cougars back up into their defensive formation? Arya is going to pass it all the way back to Odolu Joshua, and Omarinier now is going to take control of it.
I believe that ball was going to Sagai.
Excuse me, yes, Sagai.
The ball sent over to Kim, and then over to Zadi. Zadi goes down the far right, gets past Joe Green, sends a low cross in, and Kemsley clears that one out.
Kemsley just so sound in that back line over there, playing some great defense, but Zarate is going to work his way back into the deep corner, and look who's there. It's Joe Green, who's going to send it out looking for Chanda, and Chanda fighting off some pressure in the back. Wants a foul, doesn't get it. It's going to go further back to Omarinier here. Omarinier going to look down the right side of the field here, and the Dinos widening out the play. I believe that's offside, though.
Was offside. One thing, when Shannon got that ball, in my mind, I'm throwing the hypothetical flag, yellow flag up in the air. He was obviously being held. But once again, soccer, you got to play both ways as well. Unable to get that one in. Dinos got possession, sent it over, offsides, and we're going to find Bryce Benton with a free kick.
And I would imagine, just like any other rivalry game, the referees have been instructed to let the guys play and let it be a physical game, but to take strict control of it. So when there needs to be a whistle, I would imagine that the linesmen and the referees will not hesitate to blow it here. Benson sets a long kick forward. Kwasi Frimpong, what a jump that was to get to the ball. It doesn't work, but what a feat of athleticism that was, Aaron.
Kwasi's a beast. That's all I could really tell you.
You could put him on the basketball team with hops like that.
You could put him on any team. Fun fact about Kwasi Frimpong: this guy went to hockey school, and apparently he was actually pretty good at it. So when soccer's done, may have to get back out of there in the rink.
Hey, if Kwasi's applying pressure on the forecheck, I'm getting out of the way respectfully. I'm not taking that body to the boards.
I've never actually seen Kwasi play any other sport besides soccer, but I could tell you. I like to consider myself a pretty athletic person. I think he would beat me in everything.
I've yet to see you hit a basketball court, Aaron, with all that hype, but I'm loving the talk from you here.
Yeah, one day.
One day for sure. As Kemsley is going to take the free kick from his own end here, just by the half-field line. Antoniuk applying some false pressure in front of him. Kemsley's going to look for the short pass over to his left. Joe Green now with the ball. Nero all the way back to Kemsley. Dinos move in to try and apply some pressure here. Joe Green is going to deal with that pressure with a beautiful chop move there. Flaxman over now. Now it's Paddock who got it from Rogers. Paddock is going to find Tim Bekadal cross field. Chanda was open for a minute. He's not open anymore. Bekadal's going to reevaluate, send a low cross in. It doesn't work out. Nero is going to get back and hustle to the ball, and Antoniuk creeps underneath and steals it. And now he's on a solo run. He is not looking to pass it. He puts a great shot on, but Benson puts an even better save forward.
That was a great opportunity by Antoniuk there. Once again, as I said earlier when he got his first shot, when the ball is on that guy's foot, it ain't going to nobody else. As you see there, he had a good opportunity, sent it directly middle of the net, and Bryce Benton was able to make the save.
Last few minutes of the half here, and it looks like the Dinos are trying to reclaim some of the momentum. We've got less than 10 minutes left to go here, plus stoppage time, of course, and more fans seem to have piled in here. The parking lot is completely full as Dinos and Cougars fans alike have invaded onto Field 2 here.
I wish every game was the Crowchild Classic. You know,
I mean, every game is this fun on the field. You can say that much.
But the vibes out there, crowds having it. They're happy. Largest attendance we've had this year.
Yeah.
It is a big game. This is for first place. But it's great to see people coming out. And once again, next Friday.
Gotta be here.
Gotta be here.
You gotta be here to watch the Cougars as they fight for a third straight trip to the U Sports National Tournament. And that's gonna go out of bounds here to the Cougars. Tim Beckedahl is gonna look for probably the close option here as he tries to find Chanda. It's gonna get intercepted here. Nero trying to fight off the Dinos, can't do it. Beckedahl is gonna take possession of it. Kwasi Frimpong back to Tim Beckedahl. All the way back to Ruben Kadelka. And Kadelka, one of the tallest players on the pitch here. You can't knock him off the ball. Benton knocks it forward, but not too far. It's pretty high up there. And a turnover force here, but Kadelka puts on his Superman cape and saves the day as he sends it out for a corner kick.
That was a tough kick by Bryce Benton, and it's going to be really hard to get past Effie. 6'3", this guy is an absolute monster. Found that pass, luckily enough. Ruben was able to get there and clear it out as we're going to find ourselves with a corner kick for the Dinos, and we're going to see ourselves with Omarinier again sending it through. Let's see if the Dinos can get their first one of the night.
Omarinier, 4 assists on the season. He is 5th in Canada West in that category here, and if he's going to be the one to take it, or actually, no, it looks like it's going to be Owen Antoniuk, and Omarinier is going to be the standby man on the side of him here for the short option. You've got great long options into the middle as well if you're Antoniuk. We'll see which one he plays through here. Cross comes in high and very long. And Dino's trying to rustle it down here.
That's Plenzik. Plenzik currently has possession of it. He's in that corner.
Plenzik fighting hard.
He's fighting very hard. And it's going to go out for a goal kick.
Great work by Nero and Green there to apply some pressure. Kwasi Frimpong also in the vicinity there. But, I mean, Plenzik did a great job trying to fight off 2 of the toughest Cougars on the pitch there. Now Benton is going to get set, and he hasn't sent a single short goal kick today. It's all been long for Bryce Benton, the man in lime green today.
Keep the ball out of the net. Keep it far away from the net.
That's the goal. And that's going to be turned over here, and the Dinos look to capitalize as it's kicked all the way back to Sagai. Now forward, it's going to be Odello Joshua, and now it's going the other way. The Cougars seal possession back. Flaxman bolting down the left sideline here. Makes one move, makes another, has to kick it back. Joe Green is going to take control of it. Try to find Kwasi Frimpong, and it's awkwardly defended, but well defended by the Dinos. Chasing after it now is Arya. Can't get to it, though. Odello Joshua also in pursuit, couldn't get to it as well.
That was a weird play over there as the ball was sent in, and Omarinier went down to the ground, but it looked...
Kind of landed between his legs there.
Kind of landed between his legs, a little close to his hands, too, but, you know, we've been letting those go today. But, yeah, that was a good opportunity for the Cougars. Great defensive play by the Dinos to keep that one out.
And sometimes you have to be good, but other times you have to be lucky. The Dinos, a little bit of both on there as Goutin sends it forward. Now it's going to be Omarinier. Looks for Owen Antoniuk, and Beckedahl immediately on his hip, applying pressure and forcing him backwards to Goutin. Goutin is going to send it all the way over to Arya. Now Antoniuk has to take possession in the backfield. And Dinos continuing to pass it among their defensemen here. Not being too risky with it. Zarate is going to try and kick it forward. It's sent back. Plenzik is going to push it all the way back for Shafee, and it is just outside the box. Shafee's going to kick it forward. Flaxman trying to intercept, applies a strong body. The Dinos coach wanted a foul there, but nothing more than just a standstill collision. Paddock now. Deep left corner. He's got the moves to get past his mark. Oteng Frimpong spinning around, trying to find a shot. Chanda now. Shot blocked. Joe Green picks it up. He's going to fake the long shot, then take one with his left foot, and it's calmly kept out by Shafee. What a sequence there, but what a save.
I'm not quite sure if that was a shot by Joe Green or he's trying to send in a low cross over there to Kwasi or Channon. But anyways, great play by Shafee there, keeping that one out of the net, keeping it 0-0.
And it's been a keeper's game today, as both keepers have done a great job manning their own boxes. Both of the teams have put on some great offensive opportunities, but they've been stifled by the netminders here, as now the Dinos look to break that trend. Izadi is running down the right sideline. He's got Rogers on him, kicks it to Antoniuk, and the Cougars are going to get a goal kick out of this one as the Dinos fail to capitalize here.
That one was going to get blown dead no matter what. I think there was also a handball on that one, but we're just going to continue play, and then we're going to go for a goal kick for Bryce Benton here.
So a few almost handball calls here. None of them have actually drawn the whistle yet, and Benton is going to get his free kick opportunity here, yet another long opportunity. High and to the left side there. Paddock keeps it in touch here, but he's going to turn it over, and now Arya is going to kick it forward. Antoniuk, and he actually passes it here. Omarinier towards the middle. Antoniuk has the ball here. One move and then another. Kicks it to the middle. Paddock is going to intercept it.
I think Skylar Rogers is the one that got his foot on that ball and was able to get it out to Paddock to get rid of it. Great defensive play by the Cougars. Still 0-0.
And you collapse in the middle there, and it's easy to get nervous when the guy who has it in the box is Owen Antoniuk. But the Cougars held their composure well, and they'll have a chance to defend again. Cougars are going to pick up a foul here on the physical play. It's going to be Dino ball. I think that's Kim to take it.
Josh Flaxman did the right thing there. Definitely slowing them down after the attack that the Dinos just had. Slowing down the play, giving everyone a little chance to reset, get back to what they're doing. But yeah.
Frimpong now over to Nero, who found Paddock, who was looking potentially for Chan and Chandler. Couldn't find him there. Tim Beckadal is going to let it float all the way back to Ruben Kudelka, who's going to take a breath of fresh air here. Evaluating his options, he's going to go towards Kemsley, but choose Benson instead. Benson now. Waits until the pressure is applied and then sends a long pass looking for Flaxman. Flaxman's going to end up giving it up, and that's Izadi with it, and now it's going to go all the way back to Kim. Kim strides forward. And it's going to go all the way back here. Goutin now. Cougars are keeping the Dinos at bay here, but for how long? Arya now. Takes his time with it. Plenzik. Gets it back. Dinos strategically passing their way forward here. A lot of holding on that play. No foul called here. Izadi now. The cross comes in, looking for Omarinier. Gets ahead to it, but can't get control of it. And Tim Beckadal is going to take yet another deep corner throw in here.
I think that was a great decision by I think, was it Izadi that had the ball there?
Yes, sir.
It over. Just a little too high for Omarinier there. Hits the back of his skull and then goes out of bounds. And Tim Beckadal is going to leave it there, and Max Nero is going to come out.
And if you're just joining us here on Canada West TV or CBC Sports, we thank you for joining in. It is still 0-0 here in this Crowchild Classic matchup between the Cougars and Dinos of MRU and UFC here.
We did just find a little push-off there by Tim Beckadal on Antoniuk, where they're going to find themselves with a free kick. I do think that Tim Beckadal has been playing phenomenally. I know no points or anything, but he's been controlling the pace of play. He's sent some great balls in there. He's been great on defense.
Antoniuk is going to try and send a ball in here. He's got Omarinier with him as well. Could see a decoy play here. Plenty of options just outside of the box here. Cruz going to try the offside trap. We'll see if it works. Antoniuk sends a long and deep cross in. Still up in the air, and it is going to be out for a throw-in. I believe that is, yeah, it's going to be a Dinos throw-in here with Izadi to take.
It's a great play by Kwasi being able to keep that ball out of the box and then getting it out of bounds. Allows everyone to get back into position and to their correct positions as well. As you should see the Dinos start to push up a little bit more as this game continues, as once again they need those 4 goals.
Plenty of engineering students on this UFC team. We'll see if they can work out the geometry to scoring the first goal of the game here. And that's certainly not it, as they nearly turn it over and almost concede an open run for Chan and Chanda. Send it back in quickly, and Udola Joshua can't get a foot to it. Nero's going to clear it, but no need, as it's going to be Cougars' ball on a free kick anyway.
Seeing Effie Udola Joshua next to Max Nero, just, one of those things that shouldn't happen. It's one of those, like, Manute Bowl, but Muggsy Bogues moments.
Yep.
That guy's huge, and Max is young and little, but still quite the football player.
Yep. You've never seen Max get outclassed by anyone that he's had to play up against. He's a great defensive player and very plucky on the offensive end, finds a way to use the space in front of him effectively.
Yeah, height doesn't measure heart. And Max Nero's got a lot of heart.
A whole lot of it. This whole team has quite a lot of heart, as we've seen at the national tournament 2 years in a row now. Flaxman, and I'm not sure if Joshua Flaxman caused that fall or if a slippery field might have there, Aaron.
I have no idea. But
certainly didn't look like a very physical play.
No, it was one of those like 50-50 ones. There was a little bit of tugging of the jersey. Thought maybe that one would have been left to play. One thing that I wish I could see is Josh Flaxman assisting Kwasio Tang Frimpong on senior day. That would make me very happy. I'm sure that make the two of them very happy. As Joe Green was a little physical, the ball goes out of bounds and he's going to go in for a throw-in.
And Flaxman and Oteng Frimpong, they sort of flank each side for Chanda and Chanda down the middle. And when you have those three up front, not only can you play fast football, you can play strong football, as we're going to get 3 minutes of stoppage time here. So all of them have found ways to assist each other whenever any of them have found any openings sort of in the box. Their chemistry has been impeccable.
It's been great this year having Shannon a part of the team, having Quasi healthy the entire year. Like those are two great players, and being able to finally have that striker that the Cougars have always needed has been great for them. Managed to keep them at the top of the Prairie Division, fighting alongside. But mind you, last time we played the Dinos too, we ended up winning that one 4-0.
And we want to see the MRU Cougars do the same thing here. It's still 0-0 as Antoniuk sends a great pass in, but it is cleared away by the tall head of Alex Kemsley. Antoniuk skates back in there and lays a long shot, a laser to Bryce Benton, who catches it calmly and stands tall.
That was a great shot by Antoniuk. But once again, shout out to Bryce Benton. He was there. Slowing down the pace, trying to get us into halftime as he sends it deep down to Chanda, and that is cleared away by Plenzik.
Joe Green now turns it over, and Kemsley there to recover, but the Dinos, Antoniuk is still working his way 1-on-2 there, trips and falls, no whistle. Kemsley is going to kick it forward looking for Chanda. Chanda is unable to secure it, but Paddock goes 1-on-2 here, finds Chanda, and it's going to go out for a Cougars throw-in. And once again, the Cougars have found their way into the UFC offensive zone. I have not been able to check the live stats yet, but it looks like most of them will be in favor of the Cougars here.
Once again, this is still one of the craziest games that I've been watching, just thinking it's going to go one way the entire time. The Dinos have definitely picked it up in the second half of the first half by Antonio getting 3 shots. I think he's the only one that's actually been able to put the ball on net thus far.
It certainly feels like it.
But they are applying a little bit more pressure. The second half, Ramon Mifflin's going to have to figure it out. And you're potentially not even going to see any defenders back there. Everyone's going to be at the half line and just all-out pressure. No one wants to go to UBC next weekend.
No, absolutely not. Everyone wants to be able to host this first round of what is going to be a very competitive Canada West playoffs in 2025 here. And now the Dinos on a full-speed run here. Arya blazing down the middle of the field here. He's got an option to his left and finds him. That's Segai weaving his way through the middle of the field here. Arya gets it back. Left side, he's one-on-one with Nero. Nero doing a great job of holding off the much taller offensive player and forces the turnover. Aaron, we're seeing more heart over height here.
Height doesn't measure heart. Max Nero, love you, man. That was some great work. Managing to get Arya to make a mistake there, get the ball out of play, and we'll find ourselves with feels like the 100th goal kick of the first half for Bryce Benton.
At least you know Bryce Benton's muscles are not going to get cold today. He's gotten plenty of run just being able to give all of these goal kicks away. He stayed fresh, and if he gets tested, I think he'll pass it here. And Benton kicks it away as the halftime whistle is blown. 0-0 the score here for the Crowchild Classic as both teams are vying for the first seed. Neither of them able to find the back of the net. We'll be right back here as halftime commences, and we'll be back for the second half momentarily. Welcome back to the second half of the Crowchild Classic, the final game of the MRU Cougars and University of Dinos men's soccer seasons. It's a 0-0 game, but don't believe the scoreboard. It's been an interesting one here on Mount Royal Field 2, as these two in-city rivals have been going head-to-head. The Cougars have looked like the dominant team, but not by much. As you look at the team comparison available on CanadaWest.org's live stats, 8-5 in shots in favor of the Cougars, 4-3 in terms of shots on goal. But the Dinos, well, they've generated 4 corners to only 1 compared to the Cougars, so they've definitely maximized what little limited offensive time they've had here. Owen Antoniuk has been great for the Dinos, but I mean, you could name a bunch of players on the Cougars who are having standout games right now, Aaron.
No, Antoniuk's looked great. Flaxman for us looked great. Quasi's looked great. Tim Beckett-all, great. So very happy about what that looks like. This second half's going to look a whole lot different, though, as we're probably going to see. If you look right off the start, they're going to do something a little crazy. They're going to be all attack for the whole rest of this game.
So here we go. The Dinos are putting their foot onto the gas pedal, and it doesn't look like they're going to be letting it go until the final whistle here. As like you said, they're loading up offensively, and we're just waiting for the referee's start whistle here. It looks almost like the other type of footballs starting here. So we've got a line of scrimmage developing here.
That's a lot of slot receivers, Z.
That's quite a lot of slot receivers.
Well, Canadian football is a little different, but that is a whole lot of people as we find some stoppage already.
And we've already got our first whistle of the half here, as the Dinos playing some mind games. And here we go. It gets kicked off, and like you said, the offensive overload is in effect, and they settle for a quick shot, and Benton is going to make a calm first save, and just like that, the shots on goal are all even.
That was given like the little wedge that they create in Kicking and Screaming. Great movie if you guys haven't seen it. But yeah, we'll see the Dinos probably all push up in the second half, as they can't afford to lose by 4 unless they want to go face the big bad Thunderbirds.
And now Benton coming out to play some defense, gets the ball away from Izadi, and the Dinos are furious, want a call that they're not going to get here. And despite all of the fury on both teams here, no yellows and no reds today. Last year when the Cougars and the Dinos played, it felt like there was a card almost every 10 seconds.
Yeah, we got Izadi down on the ground right now. But once again, it's 2 players trying to make a play at the same time. Collisions do happen, injuries do happen too. But we're going to find Omarigne with his another corner on the day. 5th
corner of the game for the Dinos here, as Omarigne, the leading assist getter for the Dinos, is going to set up to take it here, and he's going to go for the long option, deep and low. Chanda gets his head to it. It's still loose here. Pinballing around the box. It's up in the air. It's down on the field, and the Dinos still have possession. What a save! Bryce Benton, the extension, the arm, reaching up to the top shelf and letting that ball bounce over the net. It's going to be another corner thanks to Bryce.
That was a great Bryce Benton moment right there. He got up there high, got up there fast, and then we're going to find ourselves with another Omarigne corner kick.
And what a luxury it is to have a starter and a bench goalie that are both so capable. Another corner kick comes in, and the Dinos get ahead to it, but it is out off of that head. It's going to be Bryce Benton's ball, one that he earned the hard way.
That was a great opportunity for the Dinos there. They got the ball down to the Cougars' end very fast. And which is something they're going to have to do for the rest of this game. 4 goals are hard to get. 4 goals against the Cougar are even harder. So we'll see what happens for the rest of this match.
Yeah, 4 goals and a half is an average of a goal about every 10 minutes here, or sorry, every 11 minutes, excuse me. And so the Dinos, they know they have to play with some serious pace here. Duyan Kim and Josh Flaxman battle down the sideline. There is no foul called. It is going to be Cougars' ball here, despite all of the protests.
We're going to find Joe Green with a throw in here. Joe Green, strong man. See if you can whip this one into the box. If not, find someone short to be able to get in there. There's no one over on the right side, which is kind of interesting, but we'll see what happens.
Throws it deep, trying to find Flaxman, but isn't able to. The Dinos recover and stop a corner kick from being called here. Now Max Nero over to Skylar Rogers. Joe Green now tries to make his little signature sidestep move there. It doesn't work out that time, as that is great defense by Izadi.
Yeah, we're going to find Kim here with a throw in. The Cougars are starting to push back into their own zone. which, once again, the Dinos are going to have to attack and we're going to have to play defense, and should be a very interesting second half.
And as a competitor, you want to win every game you play, but I think the Cougars are going for a risk-free approach here in the second half. Don't do anything crazy. If you get a 0-0 draw, you're content with that.
Squazzy pushes it over to Luka Patic, sends it in, takes a deflection off number 12, Guten, and it's going up and over to Antoniuk.
Antoniuk now leading the break here as he sends a long kick trying to find Izadi. Was that deflected? It was not. It's going to be Cougar ball.
I believe that was deflected actually off of Dino's own player Zarate there.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to find Joe Green with another throw-in.
So Joe Green getting an arm workout here to start the second half. He's got a couple of throw-ins already. He's got Nero right beside him here. He's going to find him gently. Now Nero kicks it off of a couple of Dinos, gets it back from Josh Flaxman, who's wincing off the ankle a little bit there. Adrenaline's going to keep him flowing in the game here as Rogers finds Beckedal. Beckedal's going to find Kwasi-Oteng Frimpong on the far side here. Cougars moving right to left on your screen. Dinos moving left to right here. Cougars in their signature white jersey, their home jersey. Beckedal's going to find it all the way back to, I believe that is Kadelka. Changed jerseys. He's wearing the number 30. A little bit of a...
We might have got a rip right before halftime. Not quite sure. Looks like it's maybe a size small, and Ruben's quite a big guy, a little tight. But
there aren't too many jerseys that are going to look big on a big guy like Ruben Kadelka. He's got to be at least an XL in that one.
Ruben is a very, very big guy, very strong guy, perfect guy you want on your defense.
Absolutely, and gets involved on both the offensive and the defensive ends here as we're going to get a foul whistle against the Cougars. It's going to go the Dinos' way here. A couple of Seagulls joining in to spectate the match, and why wouldn't you? For a 0-0 game, this has been quite exciting, Aaron.
This is the biggest game of the year thus far. Not too many people playing a game for first place. We had that opportunity with women last weekend. Unfortunately, fell 1-0, but they'll be back here tomorrow for Senior Day as they also take on the Calgary Dinos, who have clinched first place in the Prairie.
A little bit of Dinos, Cougars rivalry to end the season here. That Crowchild Classic is a great way to end what has been a very good 2025 soccer season for men's and women's divisions. It's going to go out of bounds to the Cougars. Joe Green, yet another throw-in for the defenseman. And he's going to take his time getting to that, and as he does, the Dinos get set up defensively. It's going to be a lot of cardio as they load up defensively to prevent the Cougars from scoring, and then immediately transition to loading up offensively. Paddock receives and is tackled over, and that's going to be a whistle, and this is going to put the Cougars in an absolutely great position to find the first goal of the game here, the first goal opportunity of the second half.
We're gonna see Skylar Rogers most likely take this. Typically in these moments, you find JJ Walter on the free kick, but unfortunately he is out for the day. So it'll be up to Skylar and Luca. We'll see if we'll go to the cross. It is a tight angle. It'll be tough to get into that top right corner, but we should see a cross here. Hopefully go into Kemsley.
And the Cougars a little bit conservative on this one as Beckedal and Joe Green remain in the back line for defensive assistance here. Rogers takes a good look in front of him and he's going to evaluate his options, place the ball down. Paddock is going to pick it up, and what a catch by Shafee over there as he just elevated and grabbed it calmly and now sends it for a long and high boot. Antoniuk underneath the ball there couldn't get to it, and now the Dinos look to try and set up some real offense, but the Cougars continue to apply pressure. Omarine is going to have to take control. Now it slides over to Zarate. Zarate is going to kick it all the way back, and it's worked eventually to Shafee.
I think you're going to see a lot of every time that ball gets down to Shafee. He's gonna drop kick it and send it deep. It's kind of hard not to when you got a guy that's 6'3" in Effie down there. He should be able to get his head on the ball if there's enough precision off a kick.
Yeah, and ideally you want to find the fastest way to get the ball into the offensive zone, so you have to do the least amount of work to keep it there. And it seems like the Dinos have had trouble keeping it in the Cougar zone. There hasn't been a lot of action to talk about when it comes to the Calgary Dinos offense.
One thing that I've noticed, can't believe I didn't notice this earlier, no Su Ryu today.
Yeah. And Su Ryu has been a great force all year long, scored in the McEwen game from way outside, just not playing today.
Tim Beckedahl, I've now noticed since seeing more of the formation here, a little bit better angle looking to the right than looking to the left. Seeing Tim Beckedahl is actually playing right back. Not a lot of reps that he's got there this year. He's more a midfielder, more an attacking midfielder as well. But he's been phenomenal in that right back position. They might have just switched formations in the second half to play a little bit more defensive. But yeah, kind of interesting.
And it might be Jackie trying to sort of prepare for, playoff lineups that could be different than what they were doing in the regular season, as Kemsley is going to head that one away with confidence. It is not fully away. Dooyeon Kim tries to keep it in. Antonio tries to keep it in. It slides all the way over, and now with the ball, it's Izadi. Sends it in, and Bryce Benton is solid in net. Between the posts, he is not allowing anything through. What a save from the keeper.
If you're Ryan Jackie, you'd be very happy with how your backup goalkeeper's looking.
Whew.
Bryce didn't get too many reps in his first year last year, but we battled with Sharkey and Aiden Dumoulin with some injuries and got to go play one the first weekend against Lethbridge that ended up in a tie. But if you're him, I'd be very happy with what I'm seeing out of Benton's thus far.
Cross comes in for the Dinos, and it's headed out over and wide as Goutin tried to get his head to it and did, but couldn't direct it. And, it's going to be another corner. It was deflected there. I think that might have been another Bryce Benton masterclass.
If I'm Omarine, I'm going to run a little bit faster there. I know we're only about 10 minutes, I think, into the second half, but,
You don't have time to waste.
no time to waste. Cougars have all the time to waste.
Omarine is going to get a good-looking cross in, but it dodges every single potential target on its way out of touch, as it's going to be a goal kick, and going to get a little chirp of the whistle there.
Great job by Chan Chanada covering that ball.
It's hard to believe he's only 19 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, that guy, monster.
Strong, skilled, certainly has the mentality of a much older veteran player and has played like it. And if you look at this now here, Joe Green on the near side, he's playing a lot further up the field here. I wonder if they're experimenting with him as a midfielder instead of as just your conventional back.
I think they're also going to play a similar game, which is just keep it out of their zone.
Yeah.
Little game of hot potato of whose end we can keep it in and we don't want it. So yeah, we'll capture the flag, but just keep it away from you.
Benton is going to evaluate his options for a goal kick. Starts inside his own net and kicks it towards the other. And Paddock is going to abstain from jumping for it as the Dinos quickly jump on it, and now it is Dziwa who has the ball on the right side here.
I think Ziwa was substituted in at half very recently. He may bring some speed that the Dinos need over on that wing so they can get a play as we find number 11, Effie Udola Joshua, on the ground.
Spencer McCallum also in the game here for the Dinos in number 24.
It appears we're also going to get a substitution for the Cougars. I know that hair anywhere, it seems like as if it's going to be Clement Guai coming into the game.
And Guai, one of the more personable players on this team to talk to. I don't think I've ever seen him move without a smile on his face.
Very happy guy. Not very punctual with showing up to media day or figuring out another day that he can take a photo, but great soccer player. He's been on the team, off the team, on the team, off the team. But yeah, he's been great to have back this year, and we'll find him coming in probably very soon.
Well, hair like that has got to be the reason why he's late. Greatness takes a long time when you got to look like that to achieve it. And Clement Guai is a incredible force for this Cougars team, one of the many young players that make up their core. Is the Dinos are going to send it forward, looking for Owen Antonio down the left side, and he is bolting as fast as he can. Nifty little backheel touch there. He's got the ball in the top left corner, working around a myriad of Cougars defenders. Ball gets sent in, and that is a huge tackle in the box. And you know what? We're going to get our first penalty of the game here, and the Dinos have their best opportunity of the afternoon to get their first goal of the game.
That was a great cross sent in there by Omarine. Tough ball for Alex Kemsley to try to get his body on. Did manage to make some head contact with it, but it resulted in him fully taking out the Dinos player there. We'll find a penalty kick happening now, but
who else is going to take it than Owen Antonio?
Yeah, and then Bryce Benton, he had to take one of these, I believe, 2 weekends ago at home when Sharkey first went down with his injury. I think that one went in, though, so hopefully this is a little different story.
That was against Lethbridge?
I believe it was against Lethbridge.
Yeah. Well, Benton is going to get worked here as one of the best goal scorers, if not the best offensive player in the conference, is lining up to take a penalty kick against him. Bryce has had a great afternoon, has been playing as exceptional between the posts all season, let alone just this game here. And Antoniuk looks him dead in the eyes here as he's going to get ready to take a penalty kick. Slow approach here, comes in quick. And that is a goal for the University of Calgary Dinos as they score in enemy territory and take first blood in the second half. Dinos are now up 1-0 on the Cougars, and they rush to get the ball back to the middle of the field as they want to get things started as soon as possible. The first of the 4 goals they need is already in the back of the net.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Antoniuk there. Managed to get Bryce going the complete opposite way. Had a wide open net. Tough to miss those. We're now 15 minutes through the second half. The Cougars just got to hold on for another 30, and they will be hosting the Prairie playoffs over at Mount Royal Field.
And hopefully it could be Stadium Field as the finishing touches are being put on there and the field is getting cleaned up. It looks great and would be one of the many turf fields on the calendar. MRU, one of the few grass fields left on the calendar, is that one's going to sail out for a throw-in that Tim Beckedall is going to be responsible for. And Aaron, the last time that Stadium Field was operational, the Cougars won Canada West gold in men's soccer. This year, they look to be doing, or at least trying to achieve, a similar feat.
Yeah, this is going to be a big year. That last little core, pretty much, besides JJ and Sky, are Flax. They're pretty much Flaxman. Big players that were on the team. I guess Kemsley as well. So we're about to hit one more year of that kind of dynasty, the Cougars, and then it's going to become a whole new show with Joe Green, Max Nero, Luka Patrick, Alex Cameron, a whole lot of fellas that are quite young and in the first year this year.
And the future is bright with those players. Yes, of course, you're sad to lose out on star talent like Flaxman and like Kwasi Oting Frimpong. But you've got a lot of great young players. One of them, Clement Gouy, right there, trying to make a run down the right side, and it's going to get tackled out of bounds. But certainly for Cougars fans thinking about the future of this team, they're not going anywhere. They're still going to be one of the top dogs, or I guess the top cats in the conference.
The goalie situation will still be fine. We'll have Sharkey and Bryce back. We'll have a lot of our midfield back, but I think we'll be going into those graduation years for Sky and JJ next year. But Ryan knows how to find them. Ryan goes all over the world to find his players, and they're quite the players. So
he's got a keen eye that extends around the globe.
He's got a good eye, and the fact that I swear he speaks every language in the entire world, it really helps out.
Now the Dinos will get started from their own zone here. Omarinier faces some pressure and kicks it back, and Cougars continuing to apply it. Omarinier receives the ball back, goes for the long-range pass, and trying to find Udolu Joshua, cannot do so as Kudelka, I believe that is, made some great defensive play, and now Paddock, working his way across the middle of the field, is tackled, but the Cougars are able to retain possession. Kemsley in the back line now looks for the long pass down the right flank. Gouy, the target of that one, battling with Omarinier one-on-one down the sideline. Now Skylar Rogers joins the fray. Owen Antonio tries to steal it. Can't. It's sent it to the middle of the box, over into the left side here now. Adrian Shullard, our photographer, getting some close-ups of the action, and we're going to get a whistle to get a breath of fresh air as it felt like the Cougars were applying some suffocating pressure there, Aaron.
I understand the stopping the whistle when the goalie's down and stuff. It's not really a fair opportunity, but it would be a great opportunity for the Cougars, as all that was really pretty much going to take was one pass from Luka Patrick over to Joe Green, and he was going to have a wide open net.
A quick tip
in. As long as he found no defender or Dinos player, it was going to hit the back of the net. But yeah, we're wishing the best for the player that's currently down on the field.
And I can't see exactly what number is on the jersey of the player who is down, regardless of who it is. We certainly hope they're okay, and I think Chanda is making a hand motion over to the UFC bench to bring their ATs on, and the UFC athletic training staff is not rushing over just yet.
Number 12. That'd be Guten.
And Guten has played well today in that defensive position, has had a lot to deal with as the Cougars have owned the offensive zone for the majority of the time. And we're going to get a quick drop ball here in an awkward position for a drop ball. Joe Green calling out directions here. He's going to have to make a quick play off of this. He's going to face pressure almost right away. Gets it off quickly to Max Nero. Nero's going to work down the left sideline here. Sees a defender slip. Going to take advantage of that. Work his way deep in. Sharp angled shot, and it's saved. Not sure if that was a ground ball cross or a shot, but either way, he made Chafee work to keep it out of the net.
No, that was a great play by Nero. You don't see him push too much up the field very often. He usually kind of stays central. He found, like, Luca set it quite the pick for him almost, for him to be able to get around and then have a good shot at the net.
Paddock finds Joe Green again, this time to set up the cross, looking for Chanda, and you could see Chanda's eyes light up until it was taken away by the great UFC Dinos defense. And Nero slips as he's trying to get a hold of the ball. It doesn't work out for him, and Kemsley is going to evade the pressure and get it to Benton, and Benton is going to send a ball quite close to the commentator's booth. It's not going to hit us, and it's going to go out of touch for a Dinos throw-in, and taking it is Spencer McCallum, the 5'10", second-year forward.
Yeah, we just got to keep getting that ball out of our end, pretty much. So great play by Benton, sending it all the way down.
Yeah, no risk attitude by the Cougars here, as they're not worried about how many goals they're able to score today, but more so on how many goals they're able to prevent from being scored. And Antoniuk, he's going to be the antithesis of that argument, and loads a shot. And Bryce Benton, I mean, the way that he moves across the goal, even if that was on target, you'd better believe he would have had it in his hands too.
I think that took a deflection too, so a little thankful for Bryce there, but I think Bryce would have been there on time as well. Yeah.
He moves so quickly, and in an era where we've seen goalies get taller and taller, Bryce Benton playing the hard over hide card, playing extremely well between the posts, and now we're going to get a corner kick by the leading assist getter of the Dinos, Omarinier. Omarinier kicks it in. Oh, and that's a good-looking cross, a dangerous cross. It's still loose. The Cougars survive. They live to fight another possession here.
Skylar Rogers got that ball out of there. That ball could have gone any way. Skylar Rogers got his foot on it just enough to clear it out. Great play by him. Still at 1-0.
Yeah, Rogers has been asked to cover quite a lot of the action here today, and even though he's a midfielder, he's played a much more defensively oriented role today, has contributed on the offensive end as well, but you can't talk about him without talking about the great defense he's played today. Joe Green now. Sorry, Aaron, what were you going to say there?
I was saying as the Dinos send it in, but it's all good.
And the Dinos here, as they continue to try to establish some offensive momentum here, they haven't really gotten a lot of flow to their game despite being up by 1 goal. They got it off of a penalty, have not yet looked good in 11-11 football against this Cougars team, but credit to MRU's defense. They've kept them out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, that was a great play right there by Josh Flaxman. Land the body a little bit, making number 24, McCallum, make the mistake, as that ball is going to go over into the turf field, I believe.
And clearly the players already excited to play on Stadium Field, as they're already putting the ball there a few times. We've seen a bunch of soccer balls land there over the course of the season. You got to wonder how many are embedded under the field now. And Joe Green is going to patiently await for a ball to come his way here, as he's going to get set for what is likely to be another long-distance throw-in. He's got Paddock near side if he wants him. Going to look for Flaxman instead, and ball comes back out for another throw-in. A little bit shallower on this one. Kemsley's going to go and grab it.
Joe's going to take the throw-in again.
And Joe's going to find Nero here. Nero gets it to Joe Green, and Chanda now entering the middle of the action. Kemsley's got pressure behind him as he goes to retrieve the ball. Benton's going to receive it, and that's a quality goal kick as he's trying to find Paddock on a run. Great defense by Izadi there. Or Arya, excuse me. Nero over to Kemsley, and now Kemsley's going to settle it down.
We have hit this moment now where the Dinos are going to start throwing everything at you. They only have about 25 more minutes to be able to make something work. I could see their players starting to push up. As that ball goes out on Zarate, and the Cougars will find it, and Joe Green with another throw-in.
So Joe Green continuing his strenuous arm workout of the second half here, as he's been tasked with plenty of throw-ins. And one thing we know about the Cougars is they like to maximize their opportunities off of the throw-in. Last year it was Nesibu and Keane. This year it's been Joe Green, and other than the fact that Keane and Green rhyme, they have sort of the same ability on the throw-in to make plays out of that. Chanda is still down here and waving his hand up, asking for a stoppage, and wants a athletic trainer to come out and take a look at him. He's standing up.
I think there's some tape on his knee that fell off, but I think he's going to be all right. Yeah.
And I wonder if he's going to get taped up again here, or if they're just going to let him play without it. And he's pleading to the referee for a call here, and doesn't look like he's going to get it. Got a smile on his face as he walks to the sideline with our athletic trainer. And Chanda's going to watch the play from the sideline here before being allowed to join back into it. And there we go. He's back in. We're out for another throw in here as Spencer McCallum is going to go and grab it. McCallum walking by the lone fan on this side of the field. And the Dinos are going to settle it down, but get pressured and forced to turn it over as Beckedal is going to pick up the loose ball. Turns it back over. Omarinier finds Udolu Joshua, sends it in, and Kemsley, the great defensive play, it's still loose. And I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it is going to be Cougars' ball on the missed cross attempt, I believe that was.
Well, I think Zarate came all the way down there and he got a good opportunity to take a shot. Could have been an offside, could have been a foul, I'm not quite sure. But it seems as if that whistle was blown before the shot even took place.
So it's going to be MRU ball on the unknown whistle. And once again, Benton is urging everybody forward as he's only chosen long goal kicks this afternoon. He's going to walk it forward here. And yeah, I believe you're right. I think it was an offside there. Benton is going to launch it down center street. Omarina gets ahead to it, and Nero tries to get his foot to it. Can't do so, and the Dinos, Udolu Joshua is able to settle it, and now it's going to go all the way to the sideline. Omarina is going to be the hub of that play. Kemsley turns it over to Chanda, who can't get to it in time, and Shafee's going to have to pick up the ball here. Under pressure from Paddock, clears the ball. Joe Green gets his head to it.
They're pushing now. They're starting to move their guys out.
Yeah, you can tell that there's very little attention being paid to staying back on defense while on offense, and the Dinos fully forcing towards that 4-0 result that they want to see here today.
Oh,
and
great
Flaxman,
ball.
wow. I mean, dodging two defenders, and like you said, Aaron, what a ball that was. And a substitution inbound for the Dinos, as I believe that is Oliver Allen, or excuse me, I can't.
I think it's 17.
17. I was looking at 27. That is Josral Federick, the 5'9" engineering student, third year out of Port Moody, BC. Or sorry, out of Calgary, Alberta, with the Calgary Blizzard, one of the many.
If I had a nickel for every Calgary Blizzard on the men's soccer roster for the University of Calgary Dinos, I'd have a lot of nickels.
You'd probably be able to buy a nice pair of football boots and hop on with the rest of the boys here.
I don't know if they'd want me out there, but yeah. Joe Green set it in.
Deep throw in for Joe Green there, and now he's going to cross it in like a corner. Come on, Guoy, feeling a little bit opportunistic there as he ran down the backside, couldn't capitalize. It's going to be yet another corner for the Cougars, and now they're sending even more numbers forward. Kadelka and Kemsley joined the fray here offensively.
And we're going to see Nero come back again, send the big boys forward, as Luca Paddock's going to send this one in.
And Paddock, known for his ability to control the ball, he's got a wizard-like ability to curve it in midair, and we're going to see if he can do that. The Cougars, ideally, you want to get a tying goal here to put that flag further away for the Dinos. Gets a nice cross in. Wow, Kadelka was nearly tall enough to deflect that one in. It doesn't work out, and now the Dinos pressing the button on the counterattack here. Here they come in. Aria sends a far side pass. Long range attempt there. Does not go well for Ziwa. Kundai Ziwa unable to capitalize on what was a very promising looking counterattack.
Yeah, no, that was a great play there. As they got that cleared out into a player very fast and were able to get back there. Once again, they're just going to have to, frankly, their counterattack's going to be the most important thing if they're going to be able to get into the position they need to finish first in the Prairie.
Yeah, a well-executed counterattack works at any level of football, including this level of it. And if you are able to carry it by yourself or make a quick play, it can lead to an easy goal for your team. But that being said, nothing has come easy for the Dinos today other than maybe their penalty kick. Kudelka applying some great pressure there, but persisting on was Udolu Joshua. Now it's down the sideline here. Antoniuk lets it float by him. Arya with the long-range shot, made a couple of moves before it, and that is going to be wide and be an MRU goal kick.
Oh, and we are going to see a card given over to FAU Udolu Joshua. I think he's running his mouth a little bit too much there with an unsportsmanlike behavior call. I think the Dinos were looking for a deflection there, but it did not look like there was one.
And you know, with certain referees, is one or two choice words you can use to speed run your way to a card, and that might have been what Udolu Joshua might have used there as he exchanged some pleasantries with our referees.
No, I played like 4 years of timid soccer, and I never got one card. I knew how to be quiet.
You
was
know,
a little ways away, but
that sounds about right, Aaron. You don't seem like the kind of guy who would talk a lot of trash, but these two teams certainly have a lot to talk about as they are Crowchild rivals, and advantage played before whistle is blown, and the Dinos will get things started quickly as Plenzek kicks it to the far side. Omarinia now trying to find Ziwa on the far left side. It is interrupted by Bekadal. Paddock gets to it, and now it's all the way back to Kemsley, who gives it to Joe Green. Joe Green has to react quickly and does as he finds Flaxman, who works it to Rogers. The movement by the Cougars incredible on that run. Jonathan now trying to apply some pressure. It doesn't work out for him. And now the Dinos will switch gears and engage, or try to engage in a counterattack. Arya gets it over to Omarinia. Omarinia, a gentle pass, and it is interrupted by Kudelka. Nero is going to send it up. Is that out of bounds? It is not. Omarinia takes a big fall at the feet of Paddock, and no card dealt out for that one. We might have an AT come out to look at the Dinos here, and no, it looks like everything's going to be okay. We're going to get a Dinos free kick. And Aaron Hilson has to depart as he's going to take control of the camera. He'll be your eyes and I'll be in your ears here as the rest of this game continues on Canada West TV and CBC Sports. If you've just joined us, it's been a close and competitive match. The only goal coming from a UFC Dinos penalty kick at the feet of Owen Antoniuk put his team up 1-0. The Cougars still fighting, have certainly had more time in the offensive zone than the Dinos. Dinos get their head to the ball here, and it's going to get sent further up the field. Ziwa, a long pass that Benton is able to go and collect. And Chanda telling Bryce to stay where he is and take his time here as the score, or the game clock is going to act as a 12th defender for the MRU Cougars. Owen Antoniuk moving up to apply some pressure here, and Benton picks up the ball, rolls it out to Kemsley. Kemsley puts the body on Antoniuk and is able to keep the ball away from him. Max Nero sends it forward. Chanda's looking for it, can't get to it, and this has been one of the few games where Chanda has not really found a way to get comfortable in the game. Credit to the Dinos defense, and now Joswal Frederick gets a great pass in across to the goal scorer, Kundal Ziwa. What a shot on the left wing, as the Dinos are now up 2-0 and halfway towards their goal of a 4-0 victory to steal the first seed of the Prairie Division. And what a goal that was, is the teamwork of the Dinos coming in handy as they go right to left and score off of the one-timer, the first touch opportunity. And with limited time left in this game here as we approach the 79th minute of this one, there is still barely enough time, but just enough for the Dinos to eke out the 4-0 victory they so deeply desire. Ball sent long, looking for Chanda once again, can't find him once again. Arya is going to send it back and get it back. Arya, the long range pass, looking for Ziwa on the left wing. Ziwa moving right to left and now trusting the ball with his teammate. That's number 26, Zarate. And it looks like we're getting set for a corner kick here. And Antoniuk is going to take this corner kick here. Delivers a great ball in. But how about Bryce Benton? The cat-like reflexes for the Cougars goalie. What a save. And he's been phenomenal all afternoon today, has Bryce Benton been. It's hard to imagine that at one point he was the third-string keeper for this team just last year. This year elevated to the second string and now getting a couple of starts this year under his belt as well. Cross comes in low and short. Nero is able to clear, and the Cougars not in a rush to run it down. Joe Green is going to apply some mild pressure, but the Cougars more concerned about shoring up the defensive end than pressing the issue on the offensive end. You don't want to get too complacent in that respect and allow the Dinos too many opportunities, but at the same time, you don't want to take any offensive risks. The Cougars playing the safe game today. Benton going for the long kick, and he's looking for Josh Flaxman. Flaxman in a sea of red and applies enough pressure to force an out. Joe Green's going to be the one to take it, and the Dinos are assisting in grabbing the ball as they want the game to move a little bit faster. We've got a sub coming on here for the MRU Cougars. As that is... just checking up and down my roster sheet here. That is number 18, Felix Liebeck. Flaxman coming off for Felix. Or Liebeck, excuse me. Joe Green now down the left side. He's got Paddock to his right, makes a move. He's in a sea of red and is able to swim through a little bit of it there. Paddock is able to give him a little bit of a lifeguard rescue. Paddock still applying the pressure, and Luca Paddock, you can't say enough good about this kid. I mean, the first year with all the creativity and the confidence to battle against just about anyone. And the Dinos know the Cougars are stalling for time here. Cougars know that it's necessary for them to do that to stay in the lead of this game. Paddock gets tackled to the ground, a potential handball. It's not whistled. Kemsley is able to head it. Rogers is able to keep it in. Joe Green is able to keep it further in. Dinos are able to deflect it away. Kemsley moves it forward. And it's going to go out of bounds once again, and now Spencer McCallum is going to go and retrieve it. And temperatures starting to lower here as the action continues to stay hot on field 2. 2-0 to score. The Dinos in front in the final game of the season for both teams here. The first seed of the Prairie Division on the line with just 7 minutes left to go here on Canada West TV and CBC Sports. And Chanda coming off as Kwasi Frimpong is sent back into the game. Kwasi looking for a scoring opportunity in his final regular season opportunity of his collegiate career. One of only 2 graduating seniors on this team, the other one being Josh Flaxman, who was already substituted off in this one here. Clement Gouy now starting to apply some pressure. And Oteng Frimpong, eyes on a swivel as he is pressuring the back line. William Omarine kicks it forward. That ball kicked over to the photographer, Adrian Shellard. Amazing photographer, of course. Big shout out to Adrian. Max Nero now going to get it back into play. Sent out of bounds for another throw in there, right beside Chanda and Flaxman. Nero once again set to take the throw in. And it's getting a bit darker over here as the sun settles in Calgary, Alberta. It's a mildly brisk night. Dinos stay alive here, playing great defense. Ball caroms around and it's going to find Ziwa. Ziwa trying to get creative with his move, but Gouy stands strong and is able to deflect that away. Omarinya gets it in. Dinos holding on to it. Arya now. Omarinya. Pass intended to set up some offense there, but it is ruled offside, as that was intended for number 17, Joss Ralph Frederick. Benson going to take the offside kick here. Sends the goal kick long and high into Dinos territory, and now a foul on the pass reception there, and we're going to get an opportunity for the Cougars in prime scoring real estate with plenty of potential takers here. You got to wonder who the Cougars want to go to. Looks like it's going to be Paddock and Skylar Rogers discussing the free kick plan here. It's going to be a 3-wide wall for the Dinos. Frederick, McCallum, and Zarate all lined up. Paddock takes it, looking for the long cross pass. Gouy tries to get a shot to it. Couldn't do it. And now Nero down the right side here. Nero storms down the right wing. He's looking for a passing opportunity into the middle there. A sea of red defenders he swims through. Is pleading for a foul, begging for a foul. He's not going to get it, and in fact is going to receive a yellow card for his argumentative talk with the referee there, and that's a yellow on each side now. So we're in the last 3 minutes of the game here, folks, and the number 1 seed is looking like it is safe with MRU. Knock on wood, though. There's still enough time to score a goal and maybe another. The Dinos searching endlessly to try and find it. Skylar Rogers now getting involved. Paddock slows the play down. Skylar Rogers and now Joe Green. And now the Cougars are going to play a little bit of keep away here. Nero over to Kemsley. Kemsley now sends it up, trying to find Leibich, excuse me, and Kwasi tried to keep it in, but it's going to be ruled out by the referee here. It's going to be a throw in for the Dinos, and It's important that the Cougars remain locked in defensively here, as the Dinos are looking for any opportunity they can to find one of the next 2 goals that they need to steal the number 1 seed. As far as appearances go, the Cougars may have just clinched the number 1 seed in Canada West's Prairie Division here, a competitive Prairie Division as it's been this year. And Joe Green tried to streak up the near side here and open up and didn't get the ball. Kemsley's going to look for Skylar Rogers and play a little catch with Kemsley. Nero. Joe Green anxiously calling for the ball here. He's not going to get it just yet. Cougars playing solid in their own defensive end here, forcing the Dinos to vacate their own defensive positions. Kudelka now. Goy. Kudelka. It skips by Paddock, and Skylar Rogers gets to it, and now Joe Green finally gets the ball he's been calling for a little while, and it's going to be out of bounds for a throw-in. Green to take it. Paddock now. Paddock to Kemsley, and Kemsley's going to settle it down with Paddock. Far side for Beckedal. All the way back now, Bryce Benton. McCallum gets ahead in the way of it, and now the Dinos will try to create a counterattack there, and a risky play by the Dinos gives them a foul, and now that is going to be Cougars' ball as a substitution is imminent for the Dinos. Coming into the game, it's Greg Smith, the 5'9" second-year kinesiology student out of Bournemouth, Great Britain. Played for the Calgary Blizzard as well. Kemsley kicks it long into the right side, looking for Clement Gouet, who is able to settle the ball down here. Works with Libech, and it's going to get sent all the way back. Kudelka now, and he's going to do a little Captain Morgan pose onto the ball and kick it forward. Oteng Frimpong now, and he hasn't been in the box in a long time. He's got an opportunity to keep it here if the Dinos don't play great defense, which they do. That being said, it is still going to be MRU ball on the throw-in. Cougars now. Goy to take the throw-in. And Oteng Frimpong is going to guard the ball in the corner here, and it's going to go out for a Dinos throw-in. None of the Cougars are happy about it, but it is the way things go here. Omarinia set to take the throw-in, and a long run-up he takes. And yeah, the referee is going to have an issue with that there. Ran a marathon before he threw the ball in, and he's going to have to reattempt that one. And that is taking more time off the clock here. And I apologize here, our scoreboard is incorrect on the CWTV broadcast here. It is actually 2-0. As I will update that right here. And as you can see, 2-0 for the Dinos against the Cougars. Shafi's going to have a chance for a goal kick here. Cougars are playing 4 in the back line here, and you've got 2 defensive midfielders with Nero and Rogers to bolster that defense. Oteng Frimpong, the lone striker, in now. Omarinia, long range kick, looking for Frederick. And Frederick cannot evade Joe Green, as Joe Green, with no warrant, bursts in the door and absolutely steals the ball away. It's still going to be a Dinos throw-in here. And McCallum is going to be the one to take it, excuse me there. And McCallum dumps it in, but it is going to be out of bounds for a goal kick. This game winding down here, we're going to get a corner kick, not a goal kick. Omarinia getting set to take it. puts his hand up and sends a in-swinger into the box. Oh, good opportunity. Hard to direct that header on goal as he was in too tight. Deflected, actually, as it turns out. So it's going to be Omarinya again on another corner kick. Oh, and another header attempt. Looked good there for a second. It doesn't work out, though. And that is an offside as Omarinya tried to get involved in the offensive plays, wondering if that was the right call, but it was, as it was deflected off of his own teammate's head, and that designates the action as a pass, and if you pass offside, it's a whistle automatically. Bryce Benson now getting set to throw it in, and I'm not expecting a lot of stoppage time in this one. There haven't been a lot of stoppages in this second half. It's been a pretty quickly paced game of football here. Leibich kicks it forward, and now Paddock did his best to keep it in. Comes up stumbling a little bit. Seems to be all right. McCallum sends it in as the final whistle is blown, and that is going to be the end of this game and the end of the MRU Cougars regular season. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the #1 seed in the Prairie Division of Canada West. The MRU Cougars will host the first round of the Canada West playoffs. Congratulations to both teams here today who have played a great game of football. Thank you so much for watching us on Canada West TV and CBC Sports. From Zafir Nagji, Aaron Hilson, Maddie, and Lexi, all here in the commentators booth.